Hello students, today we are going to see about data science in Python. So first we will start what is Python, and we will be going with the differences between program and a scripting language, history of Python, and scope of Python. Why do people nowadays use Python, and how to install Python in the IDE? IDE is nothing but integrated development environment where you work for the programs to be developed, the working space which is provided by different vendors, and who uses Python today, and what all the things you can do with Python language, and a sample code for your understanding purpose, and how to write the code and how to execute the code we are going to see. That is for today's tutorial. So what do you mean by Python? So as everyone speak about Python, it is a programming language, but that is often applied with some scripting rules. Okay, so whenever I talk about Python, we call Python as a programming language as well as a scripting language. Okay, so what do you mean by scripting language? As we people know, scripting language which is used for validation like VB script, JavaScript. In Python we can do both. We can do some programs as well as we can do some kind of validations. Okay, say for example, I can write a program to add two numbers, as well as I can check that whether that particular program is taking only numbers as input, because whenever we add two numbers only, we are going to get the output. Okay, if we add a character, we are not going to get the addition of that particular character. So that is why we say it is a scripting language. And we call Python as also an interpreted language. So what do you mean by interpreted language? So whenever I talk about a programming language, our system can understand only machine language. So whatever programming language you are writing, it is going to be in the form of English. So our system has to understand that English like language. So we have two components called a component called interpreter and another component called as compilers. Okay, so what is the use of this particular component is, these two components is going to convert your English like language into your machine understandable language, that is your binary language, zeros and ones. So here also we uses interpreter, which is used to convert your Python program into your machine understandable format. So, okay, what is the difference between a compiler and an interpreter? Which programming language uses compiler and why Python uses interpreter is, both the compiler and interpreter does the same job, but there is a small difference. While compiling the program, the Python compiles the program line by line, that is converts the program line by line. If there is any error in a particular line, it intimates to the user, it solves that particular error, then only it is going to compile the next line. But in terms of compiler, it is going to compile on the whole, and it is going to give us the errors. Towards the end only, it is going to list out the errors, so the user has to solve one by one. So that is why we say Python is a programming language as well as a scripting language as well as an interpreted language. So now, as I told, now what is the difference between a programming language and a scripting language? So a programming language is often executed, but a scripting language is just interpreted. What it has to do, it will do. So we call it is a program is nothing but a sequence of instruction that the computer has to execute in the certain order to complete a task. Say for example, addition of two numbers means first it has to get the input, then it has to add, it has to store it in a variable, then it has to print it to the user. So you have a sequence of steps to be executed in a program. But whenever you talk about a scripting language, which is mainly used to control that particular application. Say for example, as I told, whenever we are adding two numbers, I am just giving a condition that that particular text box which is accepting the numbers should accept only numbers. It should not accept an alphabet or it should not accept any other special character. So it is controlling that particular application so that it is not going to take any other characters or strings. So that is the difference between a programming language and a scripting language. So now coming to the history of Python, where Python was invented. It was invented by Netherlands in the year 1980s by the man Guido van Rossum, and later it was fully implemented in the year 1989, and he named it as Monty Python, and this is one of the open source programming language from the beginning itself. So he's the man who is behind the development of Python. So why he invented is, whenever we talk about programming languages, before we have n number of syntax and semantics which is involved for us. But he thought like it should be free, and it free from syntaxes, and it should give the freedom to programmers to think only about the logic and not about the syntax and semantics, and it should be easily readable by other programmers who are new also. So that is how he just invented this particular programming language called as Python. Next one, why Python was created. Whenever he realized that all the programming languages are doing more things in syntax and semantics, and some of the programming languages are supported by only for a particular operating system, and we should have that particular version. There are so many things which you have to consider. So this Python will be working in any operating system and any version. So next, scope of Python. So where and all this Python is used. So Python nowadays we can see everywhere, you can see a Python language getting used, even in data science, in the scientific calculations, bioinformatics. You can manage the systems, that is your system administration process. Whenever I want to show some graphs, we can use data visualization which is available in Python. Whenever I want to do complex mathematical calculation, so I can do that in Python with the help of libraries. I can develop websites, I can develop portals, I can develop scripts. There are n number of things what you can do with Python. So Python is everywhere, each and every part of the world. Why do people use Python? So what is the main characteristics this Python language has? Okay, there are few characteristics. First one is Python is object oriented. As you people know, Python is one of the object oriented programming language. So whenever I talk about object oriented programming language, the immediate thing comes to the mind is the properties what that object oriented programming has, that is abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, operation overloading, and inheritance. So what does you mean by object oriented is, I can create a class and I can use that class how many times I want by creating the objects. So I can reduce the number of lines of code which is repeated in my programs. So here there are few terms like polymorphism. What does mean by polymorphism? More than one form. So one example I can give here, like plus operator. Whenever I'm using plus operator in Python, when I do this operator with the help of integers, that is 10 plus 20, it is going to give me 30. As well as the plus operator, when I deal with strings, hello plus world, it is going to give me hello world. So the same operator behaves in more than one form, that is called as polymorphism. So what does mean by operation overloading? Whenever I create a function or a method to add two numbers, it is not necessary that I should be giving the input as only two numbers or three numbers. It is our wish so that I can keep on overload that particular operation. So I can just build a template and I can use how many times and however I want, I can make use of that particular template, but the syntax and the logic will be same. And what is mean by multiple inheritance? So as I told, you can easily access the properties from one class to another class. Suppose class A has some properties. So in class B, I need not repeat it again. So I can easily take the properties of class A and add some properties which is unique to class B. So that is why we say Python is object oriented. Not only this, Python has n number of characteristics. And second point is indentation. So whenever I talk about the previous programming languages like C, Java, C++, we just segregate the lines to understand the logic or to satisfy the syntax purpose. We just follow flower brackets in order to segregate a particular logic. But here it is done with the help of indentation itself, so we need not worry about the matching of brackets. Whenever I open a bracket, it is compulsory to close a bracket in the other programming languages, but I can do it very simple in Python with the help of a indentation feature. And next one, it is very, very useful for everyone because it is free. Anyone can download Python and we can start installing it and we can easily use the Python programming language. And next one, it is very, very powerful. So what do you mean by powerful? It has almost everything built in. If I want to do some charts, there is a package or a library which is available, which is built inside it so that I can download it and make use of it. If I want to do some scientific calculation, again there is a library. If I want to do some mathematical calculation, there is a library. If you anything you want, you can do it in Python because we have almost built inside it. Okay, and automatically it has dynamic memory management. So what do you mean by that is automatically it releases the memory whenever it is not in use. Say for example, I'm declaring a particular variable which is occupying a memory in my system. When I'm not using that particular variable, it is going to release the memory of that particular variable, so I can reuse that particular variable for some other purpose. And it has n number of tools which is available for us to do any kind of task in Python. As I told, if you want to generate a graph, you can do. If you want to show some visualization, you can do. If you want to do some calculations, you can do. If you want to do some scientific programs, you can do. So that is why we say it is very, very powerful. Next one, it is portable. So what do you mean by portable is Python runs in any system as long as you have the interpreter which is compatible with the Python. So irrespective of the platform, whether you have Windows operating system or Linux operating system, Unix operating system, irrespective of the program, the Python program is going to work. So that is why we say it is very, very powerful. And next one, we call it as it is easily mixable. So what do you mean by it is easily mixable means I can easily link this Python language to any other language. Say, for example, I have certain applications which is developed in C and C++. I can write a code in Python and I can make it compatible with that particular programming language. And it is very, very easy to use because we know the basics of C and C++ and which uses that interpreter concept. So learning Python is not that much difficult. And next one, it is very much easy to pick and grasp that particular language because we don't have any kind of difficult syntax and semantics which is involved in Python. Thank you.